Good morning. It is Saturday, July 20th, 5:51 a.m. and heading out on trail. Have 19.7 miles to do to Goddard Shelter. At least that's the goal. At the very least 15 to Kid Gore, but planning on trying to do 19.7. Today's trail term is coming early. It's blue blazing. So there's the Stratton Pond trailhead over that way, which is only 3.75 miles to the Kelly Stand Road, and from there would be 9/10 of a mile to the back to the Long Trail. So if you go that way, you cut off 2.3 miles in distance and a considerable amount of elevation gain and loss. So to each their own. It's hike your own hike, but for me, I'm one that likes to hike every step of the trail if at all possible. Now there's some blue blazes that take you out to a view, and I take those on occasion, but it's an out and a back. You're not skipping any part of the trail. Sometimes there's bad weather bypasses, and if it was like a lightning storm, then that makes a lot of sense to take the bad weather bypass, but everybody is different, and that's just how I like to hike. Tup says I'm a purist because I will make sure that I've done everything to stay on the correct trail. Sometimes the blue blazes lead to a shelter, and I had to take that blue blaze to quarter of a mile to the shelter. I think it might have been farther than that, but felt it. 3 miles to Stratton Mountain. So begin my trip up. There's a fire tower, and I will show you the views from the top. The climb up Stratton so far hasn't been super steep, just kind of a gradual up. And you're definitely you're gaining elevation because you can hear me huffing and puffing, so I'm trying to talk. It's not a terrible climb at all. As we get closer to the summit, trail gets a little bit steeper. That's the way we're going. That's where we came from, but nothing like we saw up north, or I will see when I flip back up. Gonna enjoy some more piped cold spring water. It's fantastic, and this is just below the summit of Stratton Mountain. About to come out on the summit of Stratton Mountain. There is the fire tower, and I'll bring you the view from up there shortly. So I'm gonna try to film as I go up the fire tower so you guys can experience this with me. Here we are on top of the Stratton Fire Tower. Stratton Pond, where I started this morning. That ski area. See if I can zoom in better. Let's try going through the broken window. Sorry. Oh, not able to bring that in very well, sorry. That's Bromley ski area where I was night before last. Gorgeous, gorgeous views. To be honest, I'm not sure what this next ski area is or lake down there, but amazing views. Last fire tower I'll be on the trail. I can't go up Glastonbury anymore. Start my way back down Stratton Mountain. This is the old caretaker's cabin where Hugh and Jean were caretakers up here for over 50 years. Their last year was 2021. Tupt and I had the pleasure of meeting them and getting the story of where they stored their food, and it was just a very, very interesting thing. I'm glad we got to meet them. A view through the trees on the south side of Stratton Mountain. Very easy to miss when you're northbound. Southbound, you can see it pretty easily as you're coming down. Just crossed the IP road south, which is, I think, most people use for biking and hiking. It's not really a road anymore. It doesn't look like vehicles go on it. Trail is very cruisy. We've really completed the descent of Stratton Mountain. Now we're making our way to Kelly Stand Road. And if I had to choose Nobo or Sobo going over Stratton, I would choose Nobo, but just barely. It's slightly easier going northbound, but definitely worth the hike up and over it. It is absolutely beautiful from the fire tower. Even if it was a cloudy day, I would still choose to stay on the trail. Coming down to Kelly Stand Road, and we'll have completed Division 2 of the Long Trail. Woohoo! Or Division 3 of the Long Trail, sorry. Woohoo! Very short road walk here on Kelly Stand Road. I begin Division 2 of the Long Trail. Nice stream down there. Continue on the road, and we'll be turning into the woods here pretty quick. Trail has been very nice since getting off Kelly Stand Road. Actually, it's been pretty nice all day. And the only spot that we got trail magic in 2021 was at Kelly Stand Road. Didn't get any today, but that's okay. The trail magic I've had for the last 3 days is absolutely beautiful weather. Humidity is down, temperatures are not too hot, so it's been fantastic hiking weather. This is Stony Creek. Beautiful little stream, good place to get water if you need it. It's also a spot you can camp alongside of it. Took a nice long lunch break. Probably too long, a little over an hour, but took shoes off, relaxed. So, we're halfway done the day. Well, I might push past Goddard Shelter. We'll see how full it is when I get there. Trying to make some decisions on how far to go today and then tomorrow. A little glimpse of a view to in the distance, but good reason to take a little break. Made it to the trail to Kid Gore Shelter, but not gonna go down because we've got 4.1 more miles to Goddard Shelter, and depending on how that goes, I might just make dinner there and push on a little farther to a stealth site. We'll see. The climb up out of Kid Gore Shelter going southbound is at the end of your day anyhow, or close to the end of your day. Very tiring. I'll have to assess when I get to Goddard Shelter if my delusions of grandeur of trying to get beyond there and get over 20 miles makes sense or not, in hopes of trying to be a little over 20 plus to get picked up tomorrow night instead of Monday. We'll see. Well, the trail's gotten cruisy for a little bit. I'm pretty sure there's another climb before getting to the top of the Glastonbury fire tower, but I'll take this cruisy section while I have it. So I've made it to the Glastonbury fire tower, which unfortunately is closed to public use. Hopefully at some point they'll repair it, but for now, you're not supposed to climb it. Just leaving the Goddard Shelter. It is 6:27. Got a couple hours of daylight left. See how far I can get. Find a stealth site and set up the night. This is going to be my first 20-mile day, and I will be pushing another 20 tomorrow, and Top will pick me up and bring me home for the night. That'll help ease the mileage I got to do up north by pushing a couple big days down here. Woohoo! I have done my first ever 20-mile day. I'm officially at 20.1 miles for the day. I'm gonna keep going, but pretty excited. 2 goals today. I got my first ever 10 miles by noon. Had that by 11:15 when I got to Story Spring. Had 10.6 in by then. And now I'm at 20.1 miles. Not sure where I'm going to stop. There's Porcupine Lookout. That's like another 3.7 miles. I think I could get there before dark. Might just cowboy camp. Just set up my pad and sleep on the ground rather than setting up my tent. We'll see how bad the bugs are. Should be a good breeze there, hopefully, so that might keep the bugs down. So my plan for the longer day really worked out with the terrain, because I knew that it was mostly down, but not a super steep down from Goddard Shelter. So if it had been an uphill or a really, really steep down, I don't think I would have pushed any further. But as you can see, this is pretty easy walking by comparison. Stopping for dinner was definitely the right plan. I didn't have the energy before that break to try and push further, but a little over an hour of relaxing and making dinner and getting ready to go, chatting with folks at the shelter, and there were some AT hikers that were really encouraging, not because they wanted space in the shelter, because there was enough for all of us that chose to stay in there, but they They thought it was pretty awesome. That was going to be my first 20-mile day, so it was pretty cool. I'm at Little Pond Lookout. Can't see the little pond, but it is a nice view in the distance. And 4/10 of a mile, and I will be at my campsite. This is the end of day recap for Saturday, July 20th, day 19 on trail. I hiked 24.1 miles today from Stratton Pond up over Stratton Mountain and all the way over Glastonbury Mountain down to a stealth site, and that leaves me 23 miles to go to get picked up tonight so I can flip back up north probably on Monday evening, just get a couple miles in. And I am so grateful for everyone that's been encouraging me and helping me out along the way, and look forward to bringing you more trail tomorrow.